You know, it's funny. Right before I set everything up to make this video, I literally saw a comment that I left like a while ago on, I think, Payphone, Maroon 5, Payphone. There's a lyrics video, and there was like drawings and everything, and it looks really bad. Like the drawings, they're like garbage. And so I was like, man, why are the drawings so bad? And there was a commenter, and he wrote 3 things, and they were all marked as spam because he started spamming the message basically, and he was like, why? Why is the why? You know, like why? Do you draw better? Can you draw better? Like show me you can draw better and stuff like that. And yes, I can draw better than that.
Hello, Mauricio. Do you know the word copyright infringement? Ha! Ha! Ha!
So, guys, welcome back to Return to Zootopia update. This is the 3rd update. I don't know how many of these I'm going to make. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm going to try to push out more stuff about the movie, even though there's only, 19 minutes done now? It's not that much, and to be honest, it's hard. It's a long process, and it's a lot, okay? Figuring out how the story is going to work is one of the hardest aspects, and that's what I wanted to talk about, as well as the music. There's a piano right here. I don't know if you can see it, but you probably can't. I think I set up the camera. I don't think you can. No, you can't see it. But there's a piano right here. So I wanted to talk about the movie and how it's going along. First off, 19 minutes around there. School just started, so I have less time to do that. And of course, I'm not working on it right now because this. So yeah, understand that me doing these updates takes away from me being able to finish the movie. So there's that. So yeah, this is going to be one of my last updates for a while. The next one's going to be in November, December, and that's going to be a lot of stuff because that's the end of the year. They're really planning a lot for that. And I'm also working on Heroes United, so that's a lot of stuff to do. And today I wanted to get into basically the story and rewrites a little bit first. First off, I know people have been asking me, is this movie going to have action? Is this movie going to have a lot of, adventure and stuff? And yes, it will. But I mean, the first movie already dealt with this crime noir feel, and I didn't want to do that again. I didn't want to repeat the same thing, and there are a lot of things in this movie where you'll be like, that's kind of similar to the first one, and I try to avoid that. There's certain things you just can't do. I mean, in the first, if you think about it, Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, it's kind of similar. Like, the bad guy, he knows Peter, he turns evil, Peter tries to, figure out, hey, please, Osborn or Octopus, please don't do this. And in the end, it's kind of similar. It kind of has that same debate, but it's a completely different movie. That's kind of what's going on in this movie. So also, what kind of sucks is that I've already cut, there's 2 scenes I've already cut, which will probably make it 2 deleted scenes if I ever do that. There's one scene that's 15 seconds long, which I had to cut and scrap. And there's another scene which is actually a whole minute long, which I had to scrap. And why? It's because they're not beneficial to the story, and they kind of actually, take away from, the sequencing of events. When people say, oh man, I had to take this away from the story because, it feels choppy, it really does. I'm being completely honest. They're not lying. When you make a movie, you want it to feel like sequence. You want it to feel it smoothly glide through every act. And there are scenes that are they can still kind of fit in there, but it'll really feel choppy. There was a scene I cut, which was kind of this soft scene, this quiet scene. Right before that, there was nice rhythmic music playing, and it didn't fit. It's heavy music, soft scene, heavy music, and it's why don't I just remove the soft scene, which is not necessary, and just keep the heavy music going, and it's a flow that works. And that's what I was thinking. Which sucks is that scene is actually a rewritten scene. A few days, okay, not a few days ago, a week ago, I actually told creative Multitasker, the voice of Judy Hopps, to record these scenes, and she's like, okay, I'll do it. And she recorded these lines, and those are the lines I ended up scrapping. So it sucks. Yeah, it really sucks. It's one of those things. And another thing I wanted to talk about was how much other movies have influenced this movie. And I was there's action in this movie, right? But the thing is that it's really difficult to animate action. So the action scenes are kind of brief, but they're like there are prolonged scenes, but there are like some scenes that are kind of brief. There's a lot of movement and like hand-to-hand combat. That's like the hardest thing. So now the finale was gonna have like a decent amount of action, but it's more like heavily vocal action. Like it's a lot of dialogue going back and forth. And I was thinking about it, like Zootopia, it has the final scene. It has like a lot of dialogue, but before that, there's this huge train sequence. And I was like, oh, okay. I was kind of focusing more on the whole dialogue part rather than the whole, action part, the whole train sequence. I was thinking more of afterwards when the villain reveals herself and it's like, oh my god, this scene, rather than the action scene before that, which kind of, builds up the climax. So I thought that was good. And I decided to add a little more of that. Now I did want to talk about the music. The music is inspired by Michael Giacchino's score from the original movie, and I love that score. It's fantastic. And recently, I've been listening to more bluesy jazz and more kind of like Japanese type of instrumental works, which focus heavily on piano. And I was really kind of thinking of incorporating all of these genres into this movie because basically the world of Zootopia is a very diverse city, and it kind of reflects our own big cities. And so having music from every part of the world in that sense really kind of makes it feel a little more, realistic and more lively and more universal. So I'm going to play 2 themes from the movie right now on the piano, and these themes, they're separate, but they can intertwine. I made them intertwine easy because, I want to like facilitate the fact that I have to, play this piano and then I have to go to piece and kind of mesh everything together. So since they have similar chords, I can easily play that and go to the next one and go to the next one. It makes it a lot easier. So here's a little example. So put the pedal and it kind of starts like... So yeah, that was basically it. And music has been really hard, and basically it's a whole process, and it makes it harder. So I contacted a guy. Well, he contacted me via email, and he was like, I can help you out with the music. And that's the one thing I actually need help on, because editing is all taken care by me. Voice acting is taken care by me. I'm basically drawing everything. It's insane. So music, now that's something different. So now he can actually help me out with that. It's got a few beats, and I could lay over stuff, and I actually might get more people to help me, like ETR Sound Score, ETR Films. He does music too, and I was actually hoping he could actually help me out. And now I am gonna play a little clip from Return to Zootopia, and it's really short, but I don't want to reveal too much. It's gotta be like 30 seconds, I think, and maybe less. I don't really care. But look, the thing is that watch it. This is kind of what it's gonna feel like, and I will talk about it right after.
Good morning, Clawhauser. Aren't you supposed to be inside?
It's my break right now. The chief wanted the helicopter in perfect shape, so...
Oh, right. Here, buddy. Hope this makes your break even better.
Oh, thanks.
Just save one for Bogo.
Don't worry, I will.
Well, I don't know what I expected. So yeah, that was the clip, and basically what's going on is that if you got the Easter egg, got the reference, then that's awesome if you got it. If you did get it, please leave it in the comments. I will love you for that, because it's really hard to find people who know this show. The show is Arrested Development, stars Jason Bateman. Wanted to take from the show and incorporate it into the movie as a little Easter egg there, and I can play it side by side now.
I don't know what I expected.
And that's pretty much it. And if I was a little more relaxed in this episode, a little more like, yeah, and today we're talking about this, it's because I'm tired, okay, one. And two, these updates are not really supposed to be so like hip and fun. They're supposed to be really informational because it's an update. So there's that. If this was an actual video, like I'm going to do a video with creative multitasker Angelique soon in the future talking about both of our projects. That's going to be a little more hip and fun, but this is more, informative for you to figure out what the heck is going on. And 19 minutes, the plot is thickening. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for coming to the table, and I'll see you all next time for the next update.
With all due respect, our job is to help. We're here to help. We're going to solve this case, sir.
Hopps, there is no case to solve.
I'd rather not talk much, Finnick. I'm not in the best mood.
Well, spending the money you should be saving up should definitely cure it.
Zootopia should be a city where everyone lives happy, not just a select few.
I care about you, Carrots. I want you to be happy.
Thanks, Nick. I care about you too.
Oh, perfect! So, it's amazing!